चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् चिन्मय गुरो आस्पदं प्रति मार्गदर्शनं तेनोक्तभाषणं गुरुमुखादिदं यथा मया श्रुतं कार्यनिश्चितं विकासदायकम् अस्ति यत्तव प्रभुरुपायनं तेन यत्त्वया कृतं निवेदनं कर्मणि सदा कुशलमाचर ततः समर्पणे निवृत्तिमाश्रय I keep changing the tune. Sada karmani kushalam achara. Action one should do efficiently. And that is also considered as yoga. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. And having done your best, you leave rest. This is where we learn that not everything is in our hand. In fact, not many things are in our hand. Many people ask this question, how will you distinguish between destiny and free will? Where the free will ends, where would the destiny begin? Destiny is that which happens without your control. Right? Not in the American context, they say it's all because of karma. If whatever you have done in the past, it has an effect on the present condition or situation. Now, let me ask you, do you grow your hair or it happens? Not for me. You do anything? Some people ask, are you growing beards or anything? No, I don't grow. Do you grow your nails? Yeah. Are you growing your nails?
No.
Are you getting old by choice? If you have a choice, you won't. If you really look at it, not only external world what it is, but everything that happens here too, and you have no choice. You have choice to get old or not to get old. To breathe or not to breathe. You can control your breath. Even when you're sleeping, you're breathing. Who's doing it? What is doing it? Digestion happens, blood circulation happens. You are getting old. Hair is growing or not growing. Nails are growing. Every cell of the body is changing. So if you see what is your free will, what is that you say that I am doing it? Thinking. Right? Thinking and accordingly doing your action as per your thought is the only thing that you are doing it yourself. Even there, not that whatever you do will result whatever you want. Bhagavan Krishna says this clearly. Anishtam ishtam mishram cha trividam karmanam phalam. Three types of results that come which in any action. Some of them are favorable, some of them are not favorable, some of them are mixed. Bhavat atyaginam pretya natu sannyasinam kvachit. For those people who do not understand how to handle it, it will torture them. But not a person who renounced. Renounced what? Renounced his anxiety about it, attachment to it. So, all actions do result in something. They give results. That something maybe you like, something you don't like. But all actions need not have to give the results you want it to be. Many factors are involved in resulting whatever action you do. So here, having done your best, karmani kushalam achara, tata samarpane, having the surrendered, that surrender means what? Where you understand the result is not decided by you, planned by you, but not decided. Nobody does anything without planning for a result. Param anuddishya moda abhina pravartate. Without thinking about result, not even a fool will engage in action. But having planned, having executed what you need to do, leave it. Let it happen. Especially with your kids. This is again and again people ask, oh my child is not listening to me. Yes, because he is thinking. Because once they start thinking, then only they will have an independent ability to decide on what they want to do. But at the same time, so long as they are there in your control, meaning until they leave for university, etc., listen to them, but guide them to the right thing. Don't say that, oh, you have started thinking on your own, do whatever you want. No, guide them, give them the correct direction. Show them what is right and wrong, and show them what will happen when you do right and wrong. Anyway, so having done your best, tata samarpane, having offered to the Lord, meaning having given to the Lord, you decide the result. I have done my best. Nivritti mashraya. Nivritti means withdraw from that. Having gone to the bed and having put your head on the pillow and then comfortably, nivritti. After that, you renounced everything, right? Even that diamond necklace you put inside that cupboard, inside a box, and inside you locked that box also. And that steel box you put inside the cupboard and locked the cupboard also. And put it in a safe room and locked that safe room also. And took the key and put it under your pillow and sannyas. Now, all that you did, what did you do finally? Gave up. Is it not in the nivritti you enjoy the bliss of peace? Somebody asked this question, Swamiji, why do they say rest in peace when a person dies? R.I.P., rest in peace. What does it mean? I said, when that person died, the rest of the people are in peace. Anyway, coming back. So you rest in peace. Sorry, you rest in peace, in sleep. Why? Because you have no more attachment to all that you have been holding on. Nivritti. Having done your best, leave the rest and take rest. In Sanskrit, the destiny is known as Daivam. Daivam is one of the words used for destiny. People who are thinking that everything happens only by destiny, nothing I have as my own free will, are doomed to become unhappy. On the other hand, a person thinks everything is in my control, he is also doomed to be unhappy. Why? As I said, not everything is under your control. Not nothing is also under your control. You have to identify what is that I have control and what I don't, and leave those which you don't and work on what is. 24 hours in a day is not decided by you. Is it decided by you? You can even stop the clock. What does it mean? You have stopped the time. 24 hours a day is decided. This is called destiny. But what you do in those 24 hours, that's your choice. Will you get hungry by choice or it happens? Swamiji, my son gets hungry every 1 hour. But that is not real hunger, that is psychological. Hunger and thirst is the nature of this physical body. It is destiny of the body. But what you eat is your decision. Not in my case, it is not so. Whatever people bring, that only. That's why we pray intensely before they even before eating, after eating also. But before eating may it be good, after eating may it digest. Anyway, so what you eat is your decision. One man came home and asked his wife, "What are my choices for dinner today?" She said, "To eat or not to eat." So when you do not know how to cook, then you have to depend on somebody else. So hunger and thirst is called destiny of the body. And what you eat is your decision. 24 hours a day, destiny. What you do with those. But one who thinks that everything is predestined, yasya jivanam daivamashritam baddhavaisaha adinayastitim. Yasya jivanam, whose life? One whose life. Daivamashritam, depending only on destiny. There are people who say, everything is decided. Okay, what can I do? Don't eat. Huh? No, something I have to eat. No, then you choose to eat, right? To overcome that. You made a choice. And if you told me you made a choice means what? You have to eat, but what you want to eat, then again, as I said, you have to eat and choose to eat and all that. You make that free will happen. So what to do during the day, you plan for it. It may not happen the way you plan, it doesn't matter, but you plan. Now you are sitting there, you choose whether to listen to me or not to listen, right? You make the choice. Many of them are making the choice. Let him talk. So every moment we have certain things of choice. Yasya jivanam daivamashritam saha baddhaiva. Such a person is really involved. Yasya sthiti is one whose sthiti is adinam. Not adinam, deenam. Deenam means dependent, controlled, conditioned. Yasya jivanam daivamashritam baddhavaisaha adhinayasti. Yastitim adhina. Lord who does not understand his independence. Now you see, where do we draw the line again? In everyday life. Again they'll come back to the children only. So Swamiji, how much should I control the child? How much should I tell them what I want him to do? Because parents always are preoccupied with this. And they think that the children are listening to them. Yeah. They pretend to listen. They're very good at that. You have to wear Indian dress only. Okay. You have to put tilak on your head. Okay. One moment you are not there, they express their free will. So here, Daiva Nirmita, whatever is decided by the destiny, Daivena Nirmita, whatever is decided by the Daivam, Daivam here again, destiny, Daiva Nirmita, Naiva Chintana Parinata Yati. Merely by thinking it won't go. Udyamamina, without putting effort. Whatever is predestined, Deva Nirmita, and if you think that everything is predestined, when you do not see your role in making the required changes to get prepared to face the inevitable, as much as getting old is again, it's not my choice, but I can get ready mentally, psychologically, to face the failing faculties of the body. Physical bodies, as it starts to slow down, obviously you cannot be as active as before, etc. But you mentally get ready. If you don't, you will become victim. Many people, when they get retired, get heart attack. Why? Because suddenly they see the emptiness. Suddenly they see they are not useful. Suddenly they say nobody wants it. Yavat vitto parjana saktah tavan parivaro rakta. So long as you are able to earn your money, thus long would be the people around you who will take care of you. Paschat jivati jarjarade. Paschat, later on, when a person starts living in the failing physical body, vartam gopina pruchati. At home, nobody will ask whether you are there or not. Before we get into that condition where the world rejects, you get mentally prepared that I do not wait or I do not depend on the world to recognize my presence. So, destiny would definitely become very cruel sometime. Vedanta especially is strengthening our mind and psychological psyche of ours to face the inevitable. For that matter, the old age is not something you make a choice to be or not. It is going to happen. Physical body will die. That's why Bhagavan said, in Gita, in the second chapter itself, he brings Dehinosmin yada dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tata dehantara praptiki dhiraha tatra na mukhyati. As a physical body is young, become child as a child, and then young age, and the middle age, and then as even it becomes old and leaves the physical body, will happen. Dhiraha tatra na mukhyati. A man of knowledge and wisdom is not deluded by this. Is he not giving us that purity? It will happen. Not that it should look at it's so don't Swamiji, you are talking about death, this is so bitter. Yes, in satsanga, in such kind of discussions, truth will be told which will be bitter. That's why at the end of it we'll give sweets to you. Because the reality is always, the truth is always something which we may not accept. But truth is true. So, Daiva Nirmita Naiva Chintana Yati Parinata Udyamamyana. Parinata means change, transformation. Destiny does not change by you thinking about it, without you acting on it. Acting in the sense what? Getting ready by correct knowledge and also face it with a smile. Gurudev when I met him, he was already 70 years old. 86, 1986. I was living with my grandparents in Bangalore. And my grandfather was as old as Gurudev at that time. And morning till evening, he will do only thing is constantly complaining. Weather is not good, prices are too high, and body is useless. Everybody is useless. It goes on and on, and always negative about everything. Take the newspaper, see how much price it is. See, this is murder, this is the killing, this is the war. I try to escape from him as much time as possible. Before he gets up, I walk out of the house. Because when he starts off, I cannot stand. And at that time, and I happened to meet Gurudev. He was coming into the city and giving talk to the youth. And I went there. And he stood for almost 2 hours in a podium, standing next to the podium, gave a lecture to the youth, and he was jumping with joy, giggling and laughing. Suddenly in my mind, he is also 70. My grandfather is 70. What's wrong here? Why is that this person is full of joy and constantly laughing? And the one I have at home, I can't stand him. I mean, it's like a crying baby. How long you hold that? You feel like very miserable. So, I decided at that time, if I get old at that 70 years old, I should be like him, and definitely not like my grandfather. May he bless me. Both of them. May he bless me to be not like him. May he bless me to be like him. So, it is a choice. What gave the choice? He acted on it. He always said, when I was secretary to him, he would come, Gurudev, and he would have pain in the, because of the surgery, etc. His knee wouldn't give up. And he always would stay in a second level or the first floor because he didn't want to be disturbed by the people. So his office would be in the second level. But he would walk slowly up the step. While physical body is paining, and you look at me, it will pain. You can even hear the sound. But and when you would go into his room, you would say, my body is below the table, I work on above the table. Let it do what it does. His heart was functioning only 24%. Think. 24% percentage is only the heart's efficiency at that time. But he would, when he is on the stage, when he talks, you will never know it. He is much more enthusiastic and energetic than anybody in the room, any youth in the room. Where did that come from? Choice he made. Udyamam vinana parinatam yati, parinatayati. Without that effective step on, not only in correctly understanding what is unavoidable should be faced, but how to face it also. No complaints. Daiva nirmita naiva chintana yati parinata udyamam vina. Thinking is necessary, as I said before. Vichara is essential. But vichara should be followed by action which will lead and strengthen what you have been thinking. Udyamena nisiddhanti karyani na manoratai. There is a Subhashita also. By effort alone, things are accomplished not by merely mentally thinking about it. Na suptasya simyasya mukhe vijati mrga. If a lion is sitting there in its cave and open the mouth, no animal will come and get into the mouth. Will it? Na suptasya simhasya mukhe vijati mrga. It has to get up. Work. In the same way, destiny can be met with a smile by focusing on what you can do and don't waste time in what you can't. Now I am talking and I am thinking that you are all listening and hearing something, but I am not sure. So if I ask at the end of the talk, what did you learn in this 1 hour? 1 hour. I don't know how it went 1 hour. I will better not ask you because I will be extremely disappointed. Because it is not my choice what you should listen or whether you listen at all or not. I will do my best. What happens? Let it happen. Just because I do not know whether you are listening or not, should not mean that I should stop talking. So Gurudev always said that you do your things. Some may be successful, some may not. Bhagavan will decide that. Narayana will decide that. You do. So, destiny can be met by not only right thinking but acting upon what you have been thinking. Merely thinking alone would not by itself remove the obstacles of life. Gurudev used to give the example of Ganges coming from the Himalayas. When it comes down, or its destination is the ocean, right? It starts from Gomukh and it goes to the Bay of Bengal. That is its destination. Thousands and thousands of miles it has to travel. While that it comes down, figuratively, there are many obstacles. If there are the small stones, it will just roll it on it and then move and carry it along with it. If it's a little bigger rock or bigger stone, it will jump over that. If it is a huge mountain, it will go around it. If it is a mountain that cannot be overcome, then it will turn its way, and in some places it will go as though it will go back to its source. If it is coming from the north, and there is a big, huge mountain is there, and it will turn around. And then come back, find a way to get there. Those places where it turns around is called two places. One place which we all know, Uttarakashi. That's why it's very important there. It's turning around there. So it's going towards its own source. And Kashi, it is said. So, never stop. There are obstacles. There will be obstacles. No, and especially when doing the right thing, and when you are doing the right thing, there will be more obstacles. Punya karmana bahu vijnana. When you do the right thing, there will be more obstacles. Bad you should also. Udyamam vina na parinatayati. So don't sit down and say, all destined, what can I do? Nothing can be done. Get up. Uttishtata jagrata. But why is that? Or what is that which drains our energy that we are not available to think and act. A simple one is we are so preoccupied with the past. I did this, Swamiji, never, nothing, anything happened, good, so I decided not to do it. The past is draining away our energy. One thing we should understand is that never ever we can go back to the past and correct anything. Only the movies it do. Time machine, go back and correct and then come back and again go back. It's very entertaining only. You can never go back and correct. Atita ketanam bhavishya chintanam tyakta chitpalat bhavyachara. Adita means gone. What is already gone by is called Adita. Ketanam is worry. Ketanam is agitations, suffering, afflictions, regrets of the past. Gurudev used to say, three things you must keep in mind while working in this world. That would drain your energy. Regrets of the past, right? Then anxieties about the future, bhavishya chintanam. Anxieties about the future and excitement in the present. These three will not allow you to do your best. Ati-idam, meaning gone past. No doubt we have done certain things mindlessly, unintelligently, unconsciously, foolishly. But today when you look back and understand that that was the thing which I did, at that time it looked right, but now I think it's not correct. What I said, what I did, doesn't matter, proceed on. Otherwise you sit there, especially when people, show me their marriage photos. I said, why do you even keep it there? Only see. Lot of hair I had before marriage. Why do you need to sit there and worry about what you lost? Or think about those are the days so many. Bhagavan Shankaracharya very clearly says, no? Balastavat krida sattah tarunastavat taruni sattah. When you are young, you are into playing games. Only that you think they cannot think about, because at their level, at that mind, there is no past that they can even remember. So all the time their mind is involved in what? Games, in play. Balastavat, so long as you are a child. What is your preoccupation? Krida sattah. Asakta means attached to krida, play. Then the child grows to become a grown-up person. Tarunastavat taruni sakta. A young man or young girl is no more about games. It's about cocktails and ponytails. Is it not relationships? Boyfriend, girlfriend. Bhagavan Shankaracharya, 8th century AD, he observed that way, that sense. I mean, that's the way of the world. What can you do? You can observe and see. How many people are liking my Facebook? I'm eating. I'm sitting. Continuously. And you got how many people have like. And you see your friends with more legs. Why is he having more legs? Unhappy. Anyway, so that stage of life is where you want to be noticed. In a crowd, you should, that's a good color also. Red and that. Or cut it in such a way there is only one thing here. You look like a crown. I can't do anything about it. Why such strong identification with the physical body so that people notice me? And they ring here, ring here, ring here, ring everywhere, ring over, ring. Why all that? I want to be noticed. I want to be different. Right? So that is where the whole attention is. But when it comes to a stage where all these fancies are gone, you notice that nobody notices you. Vriddhastavat chinta sattaha. What is old age? I made a mistake. I should not have done this. I should not have married this person. Always thinking about could have, should have, would have. The mind is occupied with regrets. That is old age. Then you are not available to do anything. Your mind is constantly on that. That's why when you are putting your job application, they ask name, gender, and all that. Occupation, preoccupied. That's what you get. Because that's what we are. Vriddhasavat chintas. Constantly about regrets of the past. Or it's about future. Anxiety. What will happen? So, like Gurudev used to say, when you are driving a car, if you are keeping your focus only on the back or the rear, nowadays you have the camera also, right? You can choose to keep looking at what is behind you. But if you keep looking at what is behind you and not what is in front of you, what will be nearest to destination? Tree. And then hospital. When you are driving, look in the front. Look at the back all the time. Then you will not be able to move forward. No doubt that rear view mirror is necessary to see who's coming and where I should adjust. Similarly, past is only to learn, not to live. Learn from the past, don't live there, he would say. Learn, because certain things you should not have done, now you should know that that is not the same thing I should do now. So, learn from the past, don't live there. The side mirror you have, no? They write, objects are much closer than appears in the. Some people put a Yama's picture there. Lord of Death. He is much closer than you think. And anxiety about the future is because what? Unsure of yourself. Swamiji, I don't know myself. Sometimes I get angry, which I don't know when. How is that you get angry without you knowing it? Many of them say, Swamiji, it happens. Gurudev always said that to us. Anger is a choice you make if you know how that happens. Because the thought has arisen and you have a choice to use it or not to use it. Sometimes anger has to be used to correct a situation if somebody is doing the wrong thing and you, in spite of telling 100 times, you may show anger, not angry. Only a man who has knowledge and wisdom can use the thought, not used by the thoughts. Bhartrahari in Vairagya Shadakam, he writes very clearly that instead of we using time, time is using us. Instead of we enjoying objects, objects are enjoying us. This is the helpless condition. When a thought arises in your mind, this is why the meditation as we did today, as you start quietening your mind and able to make the choice of what thought should arise in your mind, which is why the japa helps. As even the thoughts arise, maybe you do not know the source of it, external or internal. Your own past impressions or the vasanas may bring about a thought, or an external situation will trigger a thought. Whichever it be aware. Is this something which I need to engage, act on, or not? If it is not, leave it. It will have no ability to stay if you do not support it. Starbucks coffee. How many of you want? I have put that thought in your head now. Yes, Swamiji. They should bring Starbucks. We are in Seattle. So the thought arises, or you're sitting in this place, the person next to you, you know that he did not take shower. Smell. I feel like slapping. Thought arises. No. No, see, when the thought arises, you have a choice to act on it or not. Slap it. That means you have no control over it. So in the everyday world, we do know what is common sense, how to behave in, a child may not know, but as a grown-up person, I presume, that you know that when a thought arises, it's not that every thought you have to act on. Right? How many thoughts are there in our mind? Coming up, it is not necessary that we have to act on every one of them. So, the more choices you get to choose to act on or not to act on, going to the extent of to think or not to think about it. That is when you have total control over your mind. Bhavishya Chintanam. No doubt we have to plan for the future. Not to sit and become anxious or worried about it. As I said earlier, do your best. Plan out your action, work out your plan, Gurudev would say. Or practical only. There's nothing highly philosophical about it. So, Bhavishya Chintanam, that is where our mind gets trained. Chit Bhalad, Tekta Chit Bhalad, having thus overcome by Chit Bhalad. Chit Bhalad means by this strength of thinking about it, rightly engaging on it. Bhavye Achara. Bhavye means Vartamane. Bhavye Achara, Vartamane. In this present condition, present situation, be available and alert. All great masters, if you notice them, they are fully available in the present. That is the one hallmark of all great masters. They are fully alert, conscious, active, attentive in the present. You never see them sitting and regretting, or crying, or complaining. Mentally, they are not ever tired. Physical tiredness will happen because of physical activities. But mind is always alert. So, give up the regrets of the past, anxieties of the future, and excitement in the present. Instead, act in the present situation. Excitement in the present means you are so excited about what is happening right now. That also is another form of engagement of the mind or training of the mind. Like in a child, when you give him excited. Sometimes people get excited, they throw the coffee also on the floor. I won't tell you. Excitement. Be on the ground. So the mind must be alert. And that is possible only when mind is not occupied with anything else. It is fully here. And the daily meditation practice helps a lot in those. Because that is when you train yourself to be there and train yourself to choose your thoughts, train yourself to think what you would like to think about and not according to whatever happens based upon the past. See, many people ask this question, how does prarabdha work? Prarabdha means what has already started. My actions of the past is now going to give the results in the present. Or prarabdha works or the past actions leading to present situations work in two ways. One, in the form of external world situations. Whom you meet or what you meet. In the second way, in another way of, or the second aspect of the prarabdha is vasanas. Internally. What pushes you to meet? Let us say that I have recently gone to my doctor and he said you are highly diabetic. Not me. I'm just giving an example. You should not have sweet. If you are eating sweet, call your relatives. That much bad is your sugar. So, having this got that, what we call bitter but true situation of my health. I was invited to a party, and I go there. Pastry section is so inviting, varieties of pastries, including rasagullas, which I like the most. Soft, sugary, when you put in the mouth, it just melts. And Sri Krishna sweets Mysore pak. Now, when I look at it, what should I do? Now you see, the external situation has come in front of me. And that is of the prarabdha. Mysore pak is there in front of me, rasgulla is there in front of me. These are all and various kinds of other pastries, which I didn't decide. My friend who has invited me for the party has brought it for everybody only. I am also invited. So the very fact that I am invited to this physical party, this party which has all the sweets is a prarabdha. Working. Now, in that very situation, my mind, which is now being continuously being controlled or being pushed by vasanas, which I have for sweet, says, go, 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 go. Take a plate. won't get it tomorrow. Wife is not there. She's in India. You eat. Now, your mind is pushing you. Go ahead. But then the buddhi, intellect says, remember what your doctor has said to you. That if you are eating sweet, then call your relatives. Because so bad is your condition. So now I have a choice to listen to this buddhi, intellect, which is informing me, because it was informed by the doctor that I should not have it. Now, in this condition, should I fall prey for the prarabdha destiny, or should I employ my free will of not doing it? When I do not listen to this buddhi, which is informing me not to go for it, and I go for that very sweet itself, I have not engaged my free will. Free will is strengthened by knowledge. It gives you choice. Jnanam is meant for you to strengthen, or even it gives you the awareness of your purushartha. The one meaning of purushartha is free will. Purushartham pushyati jnanam. Jnanam, knowledge, is that which strengthens your purushartha. So, a person who is thus able to recognize that I have a choice here, not necessarily that I need to listen to the push and pull of, or dance according to the push and pull of my vasanas. That is the way you overcome the vasanas. If I have no choice at all, the vasanas are always there, there is no possibility of moksha at all. Vasana kshayo vai moksha. The declension of, or decline of vasana is called liberation. So long as I do not act on it, I cannot weaken my vasanas. Weakening the vasanas are not by enjoying it or engaging in it. No, it will never go. Swamiji, tomorrow onwards I will not smoke. Why not now? That means you still have the pleasure of doing it. Jnate vastunya vibhagavati vasana anadiresha. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Jnate vastunyapi. Even though you know about the highest reality, balavati, extremely strong, anadiresha. Vasana is anadi, so strong. Karta bhokta pyahamiti drida yasya samsara hetu. It is coming in the form of I the doer, I am the enjoyer, which is the very cause of samsara. But how do you overcome that? Pratyak drishtya, turning your attention within. Nivasati sada, staying, abiding in that. Sapaneya, to be gotten rid of. Prayatnat, by effort. That's why he puts the purushartha there. By effort alone, you turn your attention to your higher nature and consciously overcome it. Muktim prahu, that is called moksha. Tadiha munayaha, the men of great understanding, Vasana Tanavam Yat, thinning down of vasanas. So we do not know how many such accumulated impressions we have over many, many lives. Over many lives we have created so many such impressions in our mind, and they keep on coming in the form of thoughts and desires and ambitions and this and that. The only antidote you have is the correct understanding, knowledge. I have a choice. I need not act according to the whims and fancies of my mind. Just like here in this example, I have a choice that the moment I know that I have my sugar is so high and the doctor has already warned me, that knowledge has come at the right time to make decision. Should I or should I not? And even as you are denying that sweet, even though it is right in front of you, you are saying no, it strengthens you to say better next time. If you say yes first time, second time it will be very hard to say no. No. That's what I tell people. The best way to diet is move your head left and right 3 times and mean it. No. You don't say that. No. Put it in the fridge. I'll have it later. And this So I'm just giving this as one example. And so many different kinds of asanas arise in our mind, pushing us to do things in this world. Only when we realize that these are not going to help me progress or help me become free, only with that knowledge of the fact that I have a choice to be free. When you employ that, prayatna, purushartha, is that purusha? Vasana dhanavam moksha. Reducing the vasanas is called moksha. So it is not suddenly something happens. Swamiji is sitting, suddenly I got moksha. It doesn't happen like that. It's a gradual progress towards your freedom which you start noticing it. That freedom you will start enjoying it in every moment as you move along in the world. You start seeing those choices. You start seeing that freedom. Knowledge helps you to slowly grow towards your own freedom. It is not that all of a sudden something happens. If anybody says, tomorrow morning you come, I'll give you moksha. Run away from that person. Because he doesn't even know what he's talking about. It is always, any growth is always gradual. Isn't it? Prakriti works like that only. You put a seed in the plant, they have grown, and tomorrow suddenly it will not become a tree. Slowly, some sprout comes, and then it's small leaves come, and then slowly it produces. So too, you walk towards freedom. The knowledge guides you towards that inner freedom which you already have, which you don't presently see it. So as the vasanas thin down, we have plenty and thousands and thousands of such inner urges. But once you know the technique, now how to overcome that. Not that every one of them you have to sit and fight with. Once you strengthen yourself with that knowledge, with those choices, once you employ that and find a success in that, apply and find that you have the ability to face the inner demands and urges that comes from within, or also those things which are externally there, which are trying to attract you. द्वेषवियुक्तैस्तु विषयान् इन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश्येत् विधेयात्मा prasadamadi gacchati. A person who, in spite of moving about in this world, one who has overcome these strong pulls of likes and dislikes, very living itself, he experiences inner bliss and freedom. We'll see more of it after the break.